let's talk some knives. So first of all, it is Blade HQ's 21st anniversary, and that means I was 5 years old when Blade HQ got started, and now I work here. So it's been a long time. 21 years sometimes doesn't feel like a whole lot, especially when you look at a company like a Boker, which has been around since like the 1500s. But it's been a wild ride here at Blade HQ, and we're just so grateful that each of you have joined us along the way. We love every single customer we've had. We've had a lot of fun knives, made a lot of good memories, and we're looking forward to many years to come. But for this anniversary sale, as I was just mentioning a little bit earlier, we have pulled out all the stops. This is one of the most aggressive sales I've ever seen at Blade HQ, and I'm a little nervous about talking about every single knife on this table because this is just a drop in the bucket, but there are so many knives. And a lot of them are like, really? That's on sale already? Like the Kershaw Bel-Air is on sale right now? We'll talk a little more about that in a little. That knife's brand new. It's still crazy popular, and it's on sale. Awesome. I'm super happy for it. Turn up the volume on Insta Live. It's hard to hear, is what they're saying.
The only thing we can do is move the mic up.
Oh, let's move the mic up. How about that? Here, I'll move it up above this one. Instagram folks, let us know in the comments if that can hear that a little better. And then this one I'm going to put. Man, I'm double mic'd, everybody. We're on 2 platforms today. So we have some on Instagram and some on YouTube. It sounds like the audio might be better on YouTube as well. We're going to have a Zoom camera on YouTube. So I think YouTube might be the place to be. But if you're on Instagram, please hang out with us.
They're saying it's much better.
All right, much better. We'll keep it up here. Okay, so let's start by talking about some of the promotional giveaways we have. So with every purchase you make at Blade HQ during the sale, you will get this sticker, and it's the knives sticker. This is a bit of a throwback. A few years ago, we did a shirt that had this, where it had the different elements. And I was looking at this once because I'm a bit of a steel nerd. I'm like, oh, what elements do we have? Potassium? Okay, I've never seen that in a knife steel. Maybe somebody has. Nickel, I've seen that. Vanadium, I've seen that. Einsteinium, never seen that in a knife steel. That would make a very radioactive knife. But it's cool, it makes the knives work, and it's elemental, and who doesn't love a good element? Very nice indeed. With every single purchase, you will get one of these stickers while supplies last. Now, this is a very special sale because it is sponsored by Bestech Knives. Bestech's had a really great year the last couple of years have been really good for Bestech. They come out with some great stuff, including the Bestech Good Boy. This is from Keanu Alfaro. He's a new designer on the scene, and I've said it before, I'll say it again, we will be seeing more of him because he is an MBA graduate who taught himself CAD and is now combining his research of the market and what is it that people actually want to see, and how much do they want to pay for it, and then putting that into the knife that is perfect for them. And this is the Good Boy, one of his first designs, and it is so good. And here's the thing about the Good Boy. Normally this goes for about $50. You're getting a D2 blade steel and a G10 handle. But this one, this exclusive version that has this sort of like slate gray bluish G10 and then this blue thumb stud is available as a giveaway for this upcoming sale. So $165. If you make any purchase at bladehq.com of $165 or more during the sale, one of these will be automatically added to your cart and you will get to take home this absolutely epic knife for free. Which I saw they were doing this and I'm like, dang, guys, that is quite the giveaway. So if you're holding out on one of those a little more premium knives of 160 or more, I would definitely pull the trigger now because you're getting an awesome knife that I would honestly buy on its own with that for free. Very good giveaway item. Also, there is a new sale going on right now for 24 hours, I believe. I'm not sure the whole thing. So throughout the week we'll be having exclusives that are on sale for only 24 hours, and they're going to be pretty big sales. And the first one we have is the ProTech SBR in the Desert Warrior configuration. Les George design, CPM S35 VN blade, Type 3 hard coat anodized aluminum handle with this really nice grippy inlay. This thing feels tactical, but it also feels EDC in the nice size and look of it. A very nice knife indeed, and it is on sale for $219.99. USA made, top quality, a great knife indeed. Sarah, we lost the, oh, she's getting it back. Perfect. Sorry, I lost the comments stream right here. So next up for knives on sale, we have our Buck exclusives. So these also have triple Blade Club points. So if you're not familiar with Blade Club, it's our loyalty program. You buy knives from Blade HQ, these points accrue, and as you get points, you can earn discounts on knives. Pretty serious discounts as well. And occasionally we'll do some other things. Like this last year we did our knife awards where we let the zirconium tier, the highest tier, vote on what was the best knife of the year. That's a cool video, you should check it out. That was what we did last December. I'll spoil it for you. The Microtech MSI swept it. That knife was awesome. But our Buck exclusives have a triple Blade Club point campaign going right now. And these ones came out last year. So we have first this 110 Auto. So the 110 Auto is just like the 110, but it's got the automatic opener. You still have to close it with the lock back, so you're not sacrificing any strength from that lock. This one's going for $249.99, getting you an S30V blade, this nickel silver bolster, and this nice ebony inlay. I think it has a nice monochromatic look, but the wood of the ebony really pops for me. Very nice knife indeed. Next up, my favorite of the Buck exclusive we have is the 110 with the S35VN blade, the green micarta handle, and the brass bolsters. This thing has just the right amount of weight to stay in your hand. I love S35VN. Gets you a very nice balance of toughness, edge retention, and corrosion resistance. And it's just great. USA made, Boss heat treated, going for $180. Really solid deal on that one. And then lastly, we have our 112 exclusive. And this one is kind of a combination of a bunch of things. So like the 112 Slim series, it has the thumb stud and the pocket clip. But like the traditional 112, it's got the metal bolsters. This is the nickel silver. And I want to say this is a rosewood inlay, one of those more light woods. It definitely has the wood look to it. S35VN on the blade, very nice indeed. One hand opening, so just grab it and run that thumb stud. So it definitely is a traditional style knife, but it has some modern accoutrements that really improve the quality of life. That one's going for $150. So remember, triple Blade Club points, and all three of those are on sale, so pick those up this week. Next up from Buck, we have the Budgies. So these are cute little guys. I almost think of these as like keychain knives, but it's got a very generous access point to the frame lock here, an S35VN blade, I believe. I'm gonna double check that. Oh yes, I'm good. Boss heat treated S35VN, USA made, hollow ground. They're small, but they're nice. 65 bucks. So USA made knife for 65 bucks with S35VN is almost unheard of. So that's a pretty good deal for these, and you can get either the jade or the black G10 ones. I think I like the black with the red accent a little bit more. But yeah, these are going for $64.99 at BladeHQ.com right now. Check them out at the website. Oh, man, I'm already getting tired. We're not even a quarter way through this. Okay, next up from Boker, the Slike is on sale. So just this one. So this is our exclusive. It's got a titanium gray handle, and then I want to say a VG10 blade. D2, I apologize. Man, it's hard to memorize blade steels all the time. But yeah, this is a cool knife. It's an OTF manual. And what I like about it, and I've talked about this before, is how it has a half stop in it. So the lock will engage halfway up like that. And that way you have a very tiny knife, almost like an X-Acto thing. You want to cut something out or do some more precise stuff, and then you have the full length. And that is something that you just don't get out of a folder. You get the blade length you get, and that's it. But here on this manual OTF, you can sort of choose how long your blade is going to be, which is a great thing indeed. This one's going for $64.99, so another $65 special. Very nice indeed. Love the Slike. It's super slim, super light, and I see a lot of utility in it. Next up from Boker, we have the Strike series. So we have the Black Widow, because who doesn't love the look of that thing? Kind of got your Sith Lord vibes. However, a bunch of Strikes, not just this one, are on sale from $59.99 plus. So 60 bucks, getting you a nice D2 blade, aluminum handle with steel reinforced liners, a secondary lock. It has all the accoutrements of a tactical knife, but just a really nice, usable package and a nice guard. Ugh, it's a good one. I have one of these. I sort of dressed mine out like a Mandalorian style thing. It's a lot of fun. And what I love about the Strike and the Kalashnikov, which is kind of its brother, is these knives are affordable and come in so many variations and they're so affordable that you don't feel bad about doing weird customizations to it. Like, I remember I took the reamer of my Swiss Army knife and I distressed the handle on mine. I engraved something on the blade. I put "This is the way" on the pocket clip. And it was a $60 knife. Like, I'm not too concerned about it. I didn't spend the farm on it. If it breaks or if I ruin it, I'm only out 60 bucks. It's not too bad. And then next up from Tops, we have the Camp Creek, and this is the Fire Edition. And this one has, I want to say it's 154 cm, S35VN, very fancy. S35VN on the blade steel, and this deep Nessmuk style blade. So they say it's the Fire Edition, so I guess they're trying to think fire, but I see this and I see like hunting and camp chef knife. That belly will slice so well, and a nice robust tip as well for if you got to crack a sternum or something. Very nice indeed. A very nice leather sheath with a similar matching colorway. I love the red stitching here. These are going for $179.99. That's a lot of S35 VN for $179.99. And it's USA made, backed by Topps' warranty. It's a great knife all the way around. Next up from CRKT, on a little more of the budget side, we have the blowout, they say here, on the Hootenanny. So this is a Ken Onion design based on one of his customs. It's got this sort of, it looks almost carbon fibery, but I think it's an FRN, an injection molded with a very subtle texture. So it grips your finger just right, but it's not going to chew up your pocket. A pocket clip that sort of glides around the back, so it keeps a more clean appearance, like in classic Ken Onion fashion. IKBS ball bearings on the pivot, and then a very deep hollow grind on this slicey blade. It's a Ken Onion design through and through, going for $34.99. That's a big knife and a great knife for that price. And my goodness, like, I wish you guys could come up and hold this hollow grind. It gives you such a thin edge. And I know we put out a sharpener video a little while ago where we talked about sharpness, how like pure apex sharpness. But the secret of sharpness is oftentimes it's not the edge apex that's cutting, it's the edge geometry. How much meat of the blade is there behind the edge that the edge just has to force through. The less there is, as is in the case with a hollow grind like this, the easier it's going to cut. This thing will cut so well all day long. Very nice indeed. Next up, from CRKT, we have the Squid XM, and this is our exclusive. So instead of assisted, it's a manual. And this is a Lucas Burnley design, and it has this denim micarta handle scale. So that's gonna age nicely, kind of like raw denim would. Theo would kill me for that. He and I have been talking about jeans a lot lately, and he's like, no, it must be faded properly. But this will not fade, it will darken. It will age with time as you use it and carry it. It'll look nice indeed. A hollow ground blade, I wanna say this is a D2. Doesn't say on the blade. But it's a nice knife, very good. Very good pricing on it as well. $39.99, 40 bucks, getting you a nice Lucas Burnley design. These are good. I really like these. I'm surprised I haven't picked one up yet. Maybe this will be the week. Next up, I'm actually very excited about this one. I've never made any secret of the fact that my favorite knife of all time is the Cold Steel AD10. Andrew Demko designed. This one's my personal one. I have some liners from my friend Nate over at Nathan's Knives. And it's just such a good knife. Its handle it feels like a fixed blade and how good it is in the comfort zone. Has a nice pocket clip that's very wide. It's gonna grip without chewing up your pocket on a smooth contoured handle scale. Love it. So this one's mine. I've carried it and used it a lot, but brand new, you can get the Cold Steel AD10 on sale for $134.99. S35 VN blade, contoured G10 handles, aluminum liners, that triad lock. And this thing is so smooth and easy to operate. It is a next level knife. In my opinion, it's the best knife ever made. And you can get it for $134, which is less than I paid for it with my employee discount a few years ago. Like, this is a crazy deal on, in my opinion, the best knife of all time. So, if there's one knife to get on sale, it's gonna be your Cold Steel AD10. And just this one, so just the black handle with the satin blade is on sale. We have some other colorways that are not on sale, but you can get one of those for yourself as well. You will thank me later. Next up from Kershaw, we actually have quite a few things on sale. First, we have the brand new Iridium Reverse Tonto. So this one, 3 of them are gonna be on sale. There's this version, there's the gray and the black is on sale. However, the black and the black version is on sale for a little bit more. If you want this one, it'll be $54.99. If you want the black coated blade, it'll be $59.99. But 55 and 60 bucks getting you this nice Duralock. That's Kershaw's name for their crossbar lock. Bearing pivot, look how smooth. Oh yes. They do such a good job. Yeah, it's a great knife. This was the best-selling knife of 2023 by a long shot. You guys loved this thing. And now they have a new blade shape, and it's already on sale in 2024. So I'm very excited about that. 55 bucks gets you the Iridium Reverse Tanto. And the Launch series, we have the Launch 13. Oh my goodness, there's so many numbers to remember. The Launch 13, this one's their worn cliffy one, which I think is kind of fun. It feels like the Warncliffe is very, very sharp, but the edge is kind of backed off from the handle a little bit. It feels like it wants to like cut zip ties and seat belts, that sort of thing. It's a utility push cutter when I feel this thing. So I think this is like a rescue style knife. I don't know. I'm sure we have some professional rescuers in the comments who will absolutely destroy me on that. But this is a cool knife all the way around. CPM 154 blade going for $119.99. However, my favorite of the Launch series came out this year, and that is the Launch 16 CPM M4 on a huge Tanto blade, and then a green aluminum handle with these traction inserts and a bit of milling here. This one's going for $129.99. I challenge you to find me a USA-made automatic with a CPM M4 blade for less than 130 bucks. I'm pretty sure you won't. I don't think one exists. But you can get one here during the sale with the Kershaw Launch 16. And man, I love this knife. You should go check out Aaron over at Gideon's Tacticals review of this knife. He beat the tar out of it, and he says it's replaced his Gerber Empower. And that was his go-to auto for the longest time. But man, is this thing good. And I love CPM M4. Nice and tough, holds an edge all day long. It's great. And then, like we mentioned at the very beginning of the video, the Bel-Air is on sale. So for those of you who don't know, the Bel-Air is Kershaw's newest premium folder. USA-made, CPM MagnaCut blade, champagne Cerakoted aluminum handles, deep carry pocket clip, bearings in the pivot. This thing feels so good. In fact, if you handed this to me blindfolded and I didn't know what it was, I would guess that this knife would run you $300 or $400. But nope, on sale, it runs you 140 bucks. Dang. All I gotta say. Whoever's making sale data, in fact, she's actually running the Instagram camera right here, is Brienne. Brienne, great pick. Love it. Next up, we have the Warhead Lighter. So we've seen this as a giveaway a few times. Here we have the Blade HQ edition, lasered up with the Blade HQ shield. I don't think this one has any juice in it, so it won't light. But it's super classy. If any of you like carry a lighter on your keychain, or maybe you smoke a pipe, or just looking for some classy way to start a fire, the Warhead Lighter will do it great. And these are going for $9.99. Solid brass with the little Blade HQ engraving there. These are great. Throw them in a survival kit, throw them in your EDC pack. I have a few of these, and I just keep them all over the place. And my favorite thing is, because it's unlike a Bic lighter, it doesn't have a butane torch in there, you can just start it. Well, you just hit it like this, and it'll burn until you put it out, you snuff it out. So I'll just use it as a candle. I'll just put it there, and I have light. I'm sure there's more efficient ways to make light that are also less dangerous, but nothing's cooler than like reading a book by the light of a lighter. Nothing makes you feel cooler than that. Okay, next up from Gerber, we have the Confidant series. So the black one here is going for $37.99, and this natural micarta one, this one is going for $34.99. These are cool. They feel kind of kukri-esque to me in the hand. Like, it's a folder that almost wants to chop a little bit, which is a strange feeling. After a while of working at Blade HQ, you get to the point where you pick up a knife and the knife sort of tells you what it wants to do. And this knife wants to go do those cold steel tests where they chop a rope and stuff. Like, it's got a lot of meat here at the tip and then a very subtle recurve, so it'll slice very well as well, but it feels choppy. I don't know. I kind of want to get one and take it on an adventure now, but it's on sale, so it wouldn't be too bad to do so. These are fun knives, deep carry pocket clips, liner locks, flipper and thumb stud openers. This one's got an inlay. It's a fun knife. I enjoy it a lot. Next up from Gerber, the one I've actually been quite excited about is the Convoy. So this is the Convoy, and this one has this injection molded polymer sheath, and then here's the knife. We got a micarta handle, a nice drop point blade. The spine is right at 90 degrees. It has been tumbled, so you might want to like take your sharpener and polish it just a little bit to get a bit more of a biting edge if you're going to scrape a ferro rod. But this thing, so sometimes when you do a job with a fixed blade, you don't want to bring your super fancy whatever. Like we just had those the Reef exclusives that have those really beautiful Cerakotes on them, and they're spendy, like in the $300 and $400 range, and they are so good. But sometimes you're going to go out and do something in the woods like, hey, we're going to baton through seasoned hickory, or we need to, like a fox got caught on the fence and now is dead and we have to remove the fox. Like you want to bring something and you're like, I don't want to take my crazy nice knife for that. But this one has a lot of the trappings of those very premium knives. A nice micarta handle, a nice usable drop point blade, a nice sheath. But I would pay the $40 for this, and I would take this, beat the tar out of it, and if it still held up, great. It probably would. It's a nice tough blade steel. It'll be good for all that. But if it didn't hold up and it got covered in fox guts and is being eaten by flies now, I wouldn't feel too bad about throwing it away afterwards. But it's a full tang knife, and it's built for all the crazy stuff. And oftentimes people need a disposable fixed blade, so to speak. They'll just grab a Mora. But the Moras don't have the full tang, the Moras don't have that super long of blade, and Moras all have that zero edge Scandi. But if you're like me and you prefer that flat grind, this thing is gonna be great. The Gerber Convoy, love it. And then last knife on sale on the table today is the Chaves Redencion Kickstop. These are the 229s, and they have the steel addiction kickstop mechanism. So it's got the flipper that just vanishes. Oftentimes with the flipper, it sort of becomes a guard in the front, like this one on the Gerber. But this one, no flipper.
We have technical difficulties.
We have technical difficulties.
Oh, no. Our second camera was out, but now it's back.
Okay, George is getting pretty dark here. Oh, like visually dark. I'm like, what did I say? I thought I was keeping it pretty lighthearted around here. Yeah, anyway, the Chaves Kickstop Redencions are on sale, all of them, for $279. And that's not just the G10 inlays, that's not just the G10 micarta inlays or carbon fiber, that is even the full titanium ones are on sale for $279. That's a lot of knife for $279. You're getting a patented mechanism, you're getting a beautiful Chaves design, you're getting that awesome ergonomics on the handle, and then if you weigh that full tie, that's like a quarter pound of titanium. For $279.99, that's not bad at all. What a great deal. Okay. Those are the knives that are on sale. However, I do have some knives that are dropping this week that I was told to talk about. One we talked a little bit about last week is the This is the Benchmade Mini Meatcrafter. It's got the 4-inch blade of CPM 154, and then this nice Santoprene, is that what they're calling it? This nice rubbery injection molded overlay on the handle. Gonna be grippy, gonna do all kinds of hunting tasks very easily. Got just enough flex in the blade. This thing would be a great thing to throw in the pack on your next fishing/hunting trip or whatever. So I know that Benchmade does a lot of work with Steve Rinella, who's the meat eater. And I've watched that show a few times, and occasionally he'll go out and I'm like, oh, I'm going on a hunting trip. First we gotta take this river way up here, I'm gonna catch myself some lunch. Now, if I were going on a hunting trip that would also include a fishing trip, sign me up for this knife right here, because this is not gonna be so huge that it's gonna be harder on the fish, but it's not gonna be so small that it's gonna be too delicate on the deer or caribou or whatever you're shooting. And then it's super light, just slide in the pack. It's a great knife. Benchmade did a good job with this one. This one drops the 19th, so tomorrow. And then also on the 21st, we have the new Shootout coming out. So this one's got this Tanto blade, and then I forget what they're calling this colorway, sort of this slate gray, greenish with a nice bronze accent. And then no glass breaker on this one. So I like how they're sort of taking this platform of the Shootout and making it a little more EDC friendly. You're not gonna scrape your finger on this, but it's nice and light, has the fun colors. It'll be a great knife indeed. It goes for $315 on the 21st, so that's Thursday. Then we have two new releases from Bestech. First, dropping on Thursday as well, the 21st, we have the Ququ Desert Warrior Remix. So this one, instead of having the pink handle and the blue blade, it has the blue handle and the pink blade. So, like we talked a little bit about earlier, is because this thing has a button and then it falls like this, I don't know what all the laws are, but so far as we're concerned, I would classify this as a gravity knife because it has the mechanism, then gravity opens it. And my understanding is the Ququ is the only Desert Warrior gravity knife. So if that sounds like fun to you, then we have this one. I believe the traditional one with the pink and blue, pink handle, blue blade, that one's sold out, but the remix drops on Thursday. Restocking. Oh, we're restocking the other one too? Awesome. We're going to have all of them. It's a Bestech reunion. I guess Bestech sponsoring the sale, so it's just great. It's Bestech week. Love it. Yeah, so we're going to restock the regular one, and we have the remix that are going live on Thursday. And then most exciting for me from Bestech is we have the Pyrite exclusives. And Dallas is so excited about these. He came, he's like, George, hear this out. And we talked about those a little while ago. The CJRB. Those are not Bestech. That's a subsidiary of Artisan. I'm sorry. I'm just going to get fired for that. Sorry, everybody. CJRB Pyrite. These have these steel handles, so they're milled, and they have this sort of spirography looking texture here that sort of expands down the handle. Sort of gives it the look and feel of a contour, but it's still flat. And milling on the inside and a CPM S90V blade for $89.95. We weren't expecting these until April, but they got here early. So we're dropping them this week on the 22nd, so Friday. Please show up and check these out because, my goodness, S90V is such a good blade steel. In fact, a lot of people, PM2OG is the guy I keep talking about. He does a lot of stuff on Instagram where he'll like test knife steels to their breaking point. And one thing he's talked about a lot is how he likes S90V over MagnaCut for folders. And I didn't agree with him, and then I sort of heard him out. And I've talked about this a few times now, but my goodness, does he make a very compelling point. MagnaCut, the Benchmade folks call MagnaCut stainless crewware. And crewware is known for its great toughness. And he says, do you really need that added toughness on a folder? Sometimes I feel like yes. Like I think MagnaCut's a great pick for something like this. S35VN is what we have here. But I mean, if you want a MagnaCut lightweight folder, you can get it. Don't worry. Bel-Air is on sale right now. But S90V offers you superior edge retention at the expense of some of that toughness. But what are you doing with this? Are you like cutting a lot of paper and boxes, stuff that really is known for chewing up edges? Or are you batoning, which is known for chewing up your toughness? I think that for most of us who are getting a knife like this, we're using that for the small EDC tasks, and S90V is such a good pick for that. PM2OG, thank you for showing me the way. Also, you've converted me to CPM D2, but that's a story for another day. But these are coming out $89.95, getting you CPM S90V. So good, such a good price. Thank you, CJRB, for making these awesome knives. Anyway, we are at almost 30 minutes, and I made it through the whole table. I think it's been a great time. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this live. It's been a lot of fun having you guys here. This sale is really something. We are pulling out all the stops for our 21st anniversary. We love you all. Thank you all for shopping at Blade HQ over the last 21 years. Here's to 21 more. We'll see you next time.